Everybody, so we're about to go ahead and jump into a rental property of mine, to go ahead and check out what's going on with the condition of it now that the tenant is now moving out. So you're going to be seeing this with me for the very first time. So who knows what we're going to walk into, but at least this gives you an idea of what to look for and what you might end up dealing with if you decide yourself to get into rental properties. So here we go. Some of the things that you definitely want to go ahead and make sure that you check on is when you first walk into the property, obviously you're going to take an overview of what's going on with the overall condition, the walls, the floors, what's going on with the bedrooms, things like that. But when it comes to the appliances, you want to make sure that you're going in and not just making sure that they're clean, because the tenant may not, have any desire to go ahead and actually clean them professionally, or whether take the time themselves to go ahead and clean them. So, but you want to make sure that these things are functional. You want to make sure that check underneath the sinks, make sure that there isn't any leaks that they didn't tell you about, and now you've got water damage either in its beginning or pretty significant. So when you open that door and you start walking through, literally either have a pen and paper, or even better, pull out your phone and start recording, because this is going to be, in a sense, a written record of the condition of the property right after a tenant has moved out. This is very important, because you're going to want to make sure that whatever was agreed upon, whatever you wrote out and they signed and agreed to, has actually been fulfilled. All right, we're here. So we're going to find out whether or not we're walking into a disaster, or whether the tenant has actually fulfilled their lease agreement and not destroyed the place. So let's go find out what we're walking into. Hey everybody, so we're in the property right now, and luckily we don't have a disaster on our hands. So, just a testament to those of you out there that are debating, or you've heard other people talk about, oh my gosh, you know what? Dude, definitely don't get into renting out your property, because these folks are just going to end up destroying it. Well, here, look. This is 100% honest, that you and I are walking into this property looking at it for the very first time. So as you can see, this tenant did not destroy the property. She actually did an amazing job at keeping everything really and unbelievably clean. I mean, this is probably just as good, if not better, than what I would end up doing. So if you're thinking about getting into a rental property, remember that not every story, not every tenant, not every situation is going to be a disaster. So luckily for me, I might go through and do little touch-up things here and there, but otherwise, I'm going to be able to turn around and put this property right back onto the market and get it to where I'm going to be able to find another tenant and put them in here and start making money again. Hey, so one of the things that I did mention that you want to make sure that you end up doing is not just obviously just generally looking over, the overall condition, but to go and check the appliances out. Make sure that everything is in working order. Make sure that the microwave works. Make sure that there isn't an issue with the sink. Check underneath the sink to make sure that you don't have any sort of major issues down here, that there wasn't a water leak or dripping from one of the drain pipes and just caused a ton of damage. So if you're gonna check the kitchen, make sure you're checking everywhere else, all the bathrooms, everywhere else. Check the laundry room. Make sure that appliances aren't destroyed. You know, the other thing I want to note too is not just the fact that they're not destroyed, but that they're still here. Yeah. Luckily for me, everything looks good because this lady took really good care of the property. So again, we're checking, make sure all the appliances are still in working order and they're not completely damaged. So make sure you check the fridge. I'm just checking the water heater, make sure there isn't any sort of leaks or anything like that. You want to just make sure that you don't leave anything behind as far as what's on your checklist to ensure that it's still in working condition, because heaven forbid, this is your opportunity to make any sort of repairs to the property that are necessary before you go ahead and put the property on the market. Because when you've got people walking through and they find something that you kind of overlooked, that may deter them from even wanting to go ahead and fill out an application to rent your property out. Now your property's sitting on the market for a lot longer than you wanted to, because it's something that you didn't realize that was causing people not to want to go ahead and rent your place out. So make sure that you've spent a decent amount of time going through and looking at everything. Oh, there was still that one spot on the ceiling that I never got to. Some of the things that you might find are that the tenant might have left some clothes in the dryer, or maybe even in the washer machine because they weren't paying attention. Or you go over to the dishwasher and they might have left some stuff in there. You go into a closet that has a closed door and they have some items in there that they didn't realize. If you have a property that has a garage, go and check into the garage, because they might have left some personal items in there as well. Hey everybody, thank you for coming along with me to go ahead and check out what was going on with my particular rental. Now, I hope that this was educational, if not inspiring to you, that if you wanted to go ahead and turn your current property into a rental, or you wanted to actually venture out and find your own first investment property, you can always give me a call. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Nevada. I've had my license since 2013, but I've also owned and managed my own property since 2011. So I've gone through, a lot of these same scenarios that you just walked through with me. But again, if you're looking to go ahead and purchase a property and you want a trustworthy real estate agent, give me a call.